On Facebook. Hello, my name is Kelly. We're coming to you live on Victory Field. Another Monday morning flow in our Mystic at Home series. We're so glad to be bringing you these classes outside as well as on live stream. We stream every single morning without fail on both Facebook and on Instagram, and we upload everything to our YouTube account after. So if you're not a social media person, or if someone in your family or friend group isn't a social media person but still wants to access classes at home, our YouTube is a fabulous way to do that. A couple announcements. A quick change. Starting next Monday, August 3rd, all of our weekday morning classes will be at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. We will live stream and be on Victory Field if you'd like to join us at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday starting next week. Our weekend classes, Saturday and Sunday, will remain at 9. Additionally, we're going to be adding an evening class Wednesdays at 6 p.m. starting this week. So this coming Wednesday, we'll be out here on Victory Field at 6 o'clock in the evening. And it's not a live stream. It's just an in-person evening outdoor 60-minute yoga flow kind of class. So you guys can look forward to that. And just remember that next week we switch over to 8 a.m. flow times. We still have our masks available. If you have the means to give a donation through our Mystic Fitness Venmo, we will send you a beautiful mask made by one of our instructors, Mary Beth. They are gorgeous and super durable, and the fit is wonderful on your face. They're not too tight, but they're not too loose that they're falling off either. They're really wonderful, and we so appreciate all your support. We also just love hearing from you guys. A like, a comment to let us know that you're here and how you're doing, and of course sharing this with anybody you know is so appreciated. I think we'll go ahead and get started now. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. It's beautiful and sunny. It's also very warm. So if you're looking for that hot yoga type of feel, pull your mat outside or maybe just open some windows, turn off your air conditioner. Mary Beth's masks are the best. I agree, Ryan. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Coming to a comfortable position on your mat. Maybe you're reclining or just coming into a comfortable seated position. Just taking a moment and allowing yourself, your physical self, to move into whatever position or posture is calling to you right now. There are no right or wrong answers, and it doesn't have to be the same as your last yoga practice or the one before that. Each and every session that you move through yoga flow is unique in its own individual experience. So remember to give yourself that grace and compassion to listen to your physical self as well as your mental and emotional selves, allowing them all to come into alignment by truly listening to what they're calling for. Letting your eyes close if they haven't already done so, and taking a nice deep inhale and a slow exhale. Allowing the weight of your body to just kind of settle against your mat, against the floor, the ground beneath you. Just giving yourself a little surrender through your muscles. You breathe in and breathe out, allowing yourself to let go of anything that came before this practice today, however your morning started, whether it felt positive or negative or simply neutral. Let it just melt away, giving yourself time to arrive fully present in this moment, arriving fully present in your body. Maybe setting an intention for this practice. Something you can carry with you as you move through each pose, as you move through each breath cycle. Inhale. And exhale. Taking another moment to arrive fully present. And if you're reclined, taking time to move upwards into a seated position. There's no rush to arrive. But when you do, take a moment to listen to your physical self before choosing a seated position. Maybe your legs are crossed, maybe they're extended in front of you, maybe your knees are bent, maybe you place a block or towel underneath you. Breathing in and growing tall through the spine, pressing crown of the head up to the sky, sitting tall and proud, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears and neck. Placing the palms over the heart space. We'll open this practice with the sacred sound of Om, a cleansing breath first, in and out. Now we breathe in for Om. Let's have a magical Monday practice, everybody. We'll move slowly up into a standing posture, taking your time to do so. There's no rush. And once you arrive in that standing position, planting the feet about hips width distance apart and taking time to just ground down through the soles of your feet, creating your own dynamic tension through the body. So feeling that engagement rise from the soles of your feet up into your legs, your pelvic floor, pulling your navel in and up. And then inhaling both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, palms come to heart center. Just taking a moment, pressing the soles of the feet into the earth. And then we'll rise and fall 3 times with our breath. So we inhale, reach to the sky with the arms. Exhale, slowly fold forward. A nice deep bend in the knees, a neutral spine, releasing upper body down. On an inhale, grounding through the feet, you slowly rise back up, pulling the arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, you fold a second time, still keeping that deep bend through the knees, that neutral spine. And then on your next in-breath, you rise up slowly, extending the arms. And then exhale, fold forward, moving gently with your breath. Maybe staying here with soft knees for a moment. And then when you're ready, rising back up on an inhale, lifting the arms to the sky. And as we exhale, this time we sink our hips into a chair pose, moving this warm up of the body, this wake up down into the legs. Inhale to lift, extending the arms up. Whoops. Extending the arms up to the sky as you exhale, sinking those hips back down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, chair, really pressing through the soles of your feet. Inhale and lifting up, squeezing your glutes as you reach the top. And exhale, chair. On this next one, as we rise, we'll actually come all the way up onto the tippy toes, squeezing your calves. And then exhale, chair. We'll take 4 more of those. Rising all the way up on the toes as you breathe in. Exhaling, sinking the hips nice and low as you exhale. Taking this for 3 and 2. And last one. Maybe holding yourself up in your tippy toes for an extra breath. And then sinking down into that chair pose. Slight tuck to the tailbone. Squeeze those glutes. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping a micro bend through your knees. Maybe rocking the hips gently from side to side. Maybe a quick ragdoll, wrapping each hand over the opposite elbow for a breath in and a breath out. When you're ready, releasing the hands, Rooting the feet down into the earth, a slow rise to standing. Reaching the arms up to the sky, right hand grabs onto the left wrist, and you gently take a nice side stretch up and over to the right, a standing half moon. When you're ready, inhale takes you to center, swapping out left hand to right wrist. Find length through the ribs and then stretching up and over to the left, getting a gorgeous side stretch. Now you can take this a few times to each side, moving at your own pace, aiming to keep the feet rooted down into the earth, aiming to create length through the rib cage and through the spine before lifting up and over into your stretch. Maybe one more time each side. Shoulders and hips are remaining square towards your front space of your room. And when you're ready, inhaling back to center, stretching the arms up to the sky, and then you exhale and fold forward. Maybe wrapping each hand over the opposite elbow, a ragdoll for an inhale. And exhale. Keeping your knees nice and soft, micro bend through the legs. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release the hands, root the feet into the earth. Inhale, lifts your upper body to standing, reaching the arms to the sky, stretching nice and tall. And as you exhale, you'll come into your chair pose, but you'll also twist to the right, extending arms to the front and back of your space. Inhale, rise to center, extending arms and legs. Exhale, chair twist left. Beautiful. A few more times each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale. Exhale, twist left. How about one more time each side? In and out. In and last twist to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, fold forward. Micro bend through the knees. Neutral spine. Hanging here for a breath in and a breath out. Rooting the feet down into the earth. When you're ready, and on an in-breath, rise to standing. Extending the arms to the sky. As you exhale, find your chair. Just a standard traditional chair pose. Feet are about hips width distance apart. You've got a nice long spine, so a slight tuck to your tailbone. Crown of the head is pressing upwards. Hips are nice and low, and the insides of your legs are squeezing towards one another. Breath in, breath out. Let's take a few cat and cows here. So you'll inhale, open the arms, open the chest, slight tilt of the tailbone up. Exhale, curl the spine, pulling your tailbone under. Draw the fingertips together in front. Inhale, open the heart, spread your wings wide. Exhale, curl, making sure to tuck that tailbone. 2 more times. In, out. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Finding your way back to a neutral spine for a breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward, releasing your fingertips down to your mat. Inhale for a halfway lift, bringing palms to your shins. And then exhale, fold. Fingertips to your mat. Left foot takes a giant step back for a runner's lunge. And then drop that left knee, rising up into a low lunge. Take a nice deep breath in, stretching tall to the sky. As you exhale, twist to the right, bringing your left palm to the right knee. Right arm can gently come to the lower back. Staying here for an inhale and exhale. One more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bring your chest back to a squared position, unwinding your twist. Lower the hands to frame that front foot. Right foot and knee step back, staying on your knees, palms underneath the shoulders. You bend the elbows, lowering yourself all the way down to your mat. Engaging the glutes. Inhale, opening the heart for a low cobra. Exhale, find your downward facing dog with a bend through your knees since it's the first down dog of the practice. maybe walking it out here, an inhale and an exhale. Another breath in and a breath out. Feet walk forward to meet the hands. Inhale for a halfway lift. Palms come to shins or to the thighs, and allow the crown of the head to stretch forward as you lengthen through your back. On an exhale, you release, folding forward, and then on an inhale, you rise to standing, reaching the arms to the sky. As you exhale, find your chair. Holding that chair pose, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and rise all the way up, coming up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, chair. Inhale, rising up onto toes. Exhale, chair. 3 more times. In and out, making sure you're squeezing the legs the whole way through, creating your own dynamic tension. 1 more. Ready? Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. Holding this for a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, palms to shins or to the thighs, letting crown of the head press forward, and on an out breath, releasing completely forward. Right foot takes that giant step back, runner's lunge. Right knee drops, rising up to a low lunge. On an exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand comes to the left knee. Left forearm can come to rest at the lower back. Rising up through the crown of your head, nice long spine. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, squaring the chest back to center, releasing both hands to frame that front foot. Left foot and knee step back. Keeping your knees on your mat, bending at the elbows, lowering yourself all the way down. Palms alongside the chest, squeeze the glutes, and inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Toes tuck under, hips lift up and back. And when you arrive, maybe you walk out your dog a few times. Breath in and breath out. Inhale and exhale. Feet walk forward to meet the hands. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slow rise to standing, extending both arms to the sky. And as you exhale, drop the palms to heart center. Make sure your feet are about hips width distance apart. Take a moment to just root both feet down into the earth. Shifting your weight into the right leg, the left knee pulls up towards the chest. Just take your left palm and plant it on top of that thigh, pressing the thigh up towards the palm. Breath in, breath out. Right foot is still rooted down into the earth. We'll open up that leg, coming into our Nataraja Pose, opening that leg out to the left. Breath in, breath out. Slowly drawing that knee back to center, and then using your hand to kind of push that thigh behind you, hinging on the hip as you slowly transition to your airplane or warrior 3. That left leg slowly straightens out, keeping a micro bend through the knee. Both arms can extend backwards, keeping the palms rotated towards the earth so that you're keeping an opening through your shoulders. Those left toes are pointing down towards the earth, so you've got a nice flexed foot, which allows you to press through the heel, helping you with that length through your body. Breath in, breath out. On your next inhale, you'll slowly hinge back up, bringing the chest up, bringing that left knee towards your chest, and then exhale, hinging back. Inhale, pull the left knee to the chest. Exhale, hinging for your warrior 3. 1 more time. Inhale, pulling left knee to chest. Exhale, warrior 3. And then the left foot drops behind you, landing on the ball of your foot for your crescent lunge. Arms extend up to the sky or drop to that goalpost position. Making sure the right knee is stacked over that right ankle. Your chest is proud and lifted. Maybe you've got a slight bend through that left knee. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. A few lunges here. So inhale and extend the legs and arms, reaching to the sky. As you exhale, you pull the arms down as you bend both knees, imagining you're pulling a bar down with you. And then inhale, press through the right glute to lift. Exhale, lunge. Beautiful. 3 more. Ready? 3, 2, keep breathing. Last one. Come down and hold. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Keep those knees bent for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and lift and extend. Exhale, open to your warrior 2. Beautiful. So hips open towards the left long edge of your mat. Right toes are pointing directly forward. Left toes are pointing to the left long edge of your mat. Flip your palms up to the sky just to get a different sensation through the shoulders, opening them up. Right knee gently pulls out towards that right pinky toe, making sure the inside of the leg is super engaged. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Next breath in will tilt your torso back for your reverse warrior, but your legs will stay exactly where they are. Feel this gorgeous stretch through the right side of your torso. And when you're ready, you'll rotate the torso forward to find a bent knee triangle or extended side angle, and rotate that left arm around a few times. Just getting some motion through the shoulder, a little opening there. Maybe you drop that left arm behind you for a half bind. Breath in and breath out. On an inhale, you'll tilt the torso back. One more reverse warrior. Keeping your legs nice and stable, getting a nice long stretch through the torso. And then cartwheeling the hands down to frame that front foot. Left heel dials back up, runner's lunge. Right foot steps back to meet the left, holding that high plank. Palms are stacked underneath the shoulders. You're squeezing your glutes to protect your lower back and to keep your hips slightly lifted. Breath in, breath out. Side plank on the right, rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot. Right palm plants underneath the right shoulder, opening your hips and your chest towards the left edge of your mat. Left arm extends up to the sky. Breath in, breath out. You got this. Inhale, exhale. Slowly transitioning back to your high plank, rolling forward on the toes and bending at the elbows to lower down just a couple inches for your chaturanga. Inhale for your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walking your dog out for an inhale and an exhale. Breath in and breath out. Beautiful. When you're ready, your feet will walk forward to meet the hands. Inhale for a halfway lift. Pressing against palms against your thighs or your shins, getting a nice long stretch through the back. And on an exhale, you fold forward. Rooting feet down into the earth, you slowly rise to standing on an inhale. Reaching both arms up to the sky. Palms come together and come to rest at heart center. Take a moment to just ground down into the earth. We'll take that sequence on the other side, but give yourself this moment to just root the feet into the floor, to feel the tension rising up through your legs. We shift the weight into the left foot as the right knee pulls in to the chest. Your right palm comes to rest on the right thigh, and you're just going to gently press right thigh against right palm. When you're ready, you'll open that right knee up and out to the side, keeping that left hip nice and stable and secure. So the right hip will open, but the left hip will stay nice and stable through that motion. Breath in, breath out. When you're ready, that right knee draws back to center, and you use that right palm to push against the thigh, sending it back behind you, just hinging right on that hip. Arriving in your warrior 3, your airplane pose. That right leg straightens out, both arms extend back behind you. That right foot is flexed, so the right toes point down to the earth, and the right heel presses away from you as you stretch the crown of your head forward. On your next inhale, you rise, pulling right knee towards the chest. Exhale sends it back behind you for your airplane. And then you kind of take that at your own pace, breathing in as you pull the knee in, exhaling as you kick it and send it away. Taking this a few times at your own pace, feeling that strength and stability through the left glute. You're squeezing it super hard to keep you stable. Left foot is rooted into the earth. Maybe one more time, pulling that knee into the chest. And then one more time, send it way back behind you. And then dropping right foot for your crescent lunge. Lands on the ball of the foot as you rise up, bringing the arms up to the sky, maybe dropping them to a nice goalpost position. Pressing the elbows away, getting an opening through your chest, making sure left knee is stacked over the left ankle, slight bend through that right knee. Inhale, exhale, breath in, breath out. And now we inhale and rise, straightening the arms and legs. Exhale, bending both knees. You lunge as you pull that imaginary bar down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge, drawing elbows towards each other behind you. 3 more. Ready? 3, 2, and last one. Holding that lunge, squeezing those shoulder blades together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, open to your warrior 2. So now your right foot is pointing to the right long edge of your mat. Left toes are pointing forward. That left knee is stacked directly over the left ankle. And in terms of the placement of your feet, if you drew a line from left heel all the way back to right foot, it would cut right into the middle of that right foot. So make sure that you're really intentionally placing your feet for every single posture. Rooting the feet down, let that tension rise up through the legs. Pull your navel in and up. Breath in, breath out. Stretching fingertips away from each other. Holding your torso locked in the middle. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready on an in-breath, you tilt the torso back, reversing your warrior, keeping your legs nice and rooted here. Feeling that gorgeous stretch through the left side. And when you're ready on an exhale, you tilt the torso forward, finding your variation of extended side angle or bent knee triangle. Maybe rotating that right arm, getting some circling through the shoulder. Breath in. Breath out, maybe finding a half bind if that calls to you. Another inhale and exhale. Breath in and out. In your own time, you'll reverse your warrior one more time, getting that gorgeous stretch through the left side of your torso, and then cartwheeling the hands down to frame that front foot. Right heel dials up, runner's lunge. Left foot steps back, high plank, making sure your palms and wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders, and then finding that left side plank, rolling onto the outer edge of the left foot, opening the hips to the right edge. Right arm extends up to the sky. And you can find any variation of your side plank that calls to you. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly release back to your traditional high plank, rolling forward on the toes, bending at the elbows, lowering down just a couple inches so that you keep your shoulders above your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Maybe walking it out or dropping your knees to a child's pose, maybe grabbing a quick sip of water, whatever you need right now. When you're ready, why don't we all just settle into a child's pose for a couple breaths. So you can get your knees nice and wide, press your hips back towards your heels, and just gently walk your fingertips forward, getting a nice long stretch through your spine, a little release through your lower back. Breath in, breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up and back, finding your way into your downward facing dog. Inhale as you walk it out. And exhale. Floating the right leg up to the sky, keeping your hips nice and square, your shoulders nice and square. Just kind of press the right leg up to the sky, and then maybe you bend right knee and kind of open that right hip a little bit, aiming to keep your shoulders nice and square towards that front edge of your mat though, and isolate the stretch through the hip. One more breath here, in. And now as you exhale, you'll square the hips, pull that right knee in towards your nose, and plant right foot for your runner's lunge. Beautiful. Holding your runner's lunge for an inhale and exhale. And now floating the fingertips up as you bring your chest into a hover for your airplane lunge. Feel that strength in your legs. The stability, inhale and exhale. Now on an inhale, you rise all the way up to your crescent lunge, maybe finding that goal post position. Whatever works for you here in terms of arm placement is fine. You just want to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears and your neck. You can even drop your hands to your lower back and interlace them, squeezing shoulder blades together if that's available to you, or grabbing onto a towel or a strap. Breath in, breath out. Bringing palms to heart center. We're going to add a little balancing in here. So we'll shift weight into that right foot, letting the left foot float as you pull that left knee in towards your chest. Ooh. Finding your stability with time. Beautiful. Extend that left leg, kicking the heel out, pull it in, and step back to your crescent lunge. Taking it again, ready? Pushing off the left foot so your weight's in the right. Lifting the chest, pulling left knee in, kicking the heel out, and then finding your crescent lunge. Beautiful. Let's take this 3 more times. So you lunge, lift, pull the knee in and kick, and then crescent lunge. That's 3, 2, beautiful. And last one, pulling that left knee in, kicking heel out, and then dropping back, crescent lunge. Holding your crescent lunge for an inhale and an exhale. And now we're going to drop that left heel down, but instead of a warrior 2, we'll come into a kind of warrior 1 stance, but a little bit wider so that your hips are nice and square towards that front edge of your mat. You want both feet flat, and both sets of toes pointing forwards as well. We'll come into a Parshvottanasana, a pyramid pose. So hands can come to your hips. Inhale, pressing through the crown of your head, creating a lot of length through your spine. As you exhale, you hinge from your hips, keeping your feet rooted into the earth as you slowly lower your upper body over that right thigh. Once you're in this fold, your hands can release from your hips if you'd like, dropping them to a block or to your mat. You can bring your hands down to your ankle or just keep your hands at your lower back to play around with the balance a little bit. Breath in, breath out. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths here. Giving yourself this beautiful surrender, this release through your lower back. 1 more breath in, and a breath out. If you haven't already released your hands down to the floor, I'd encourage you to do so. We'll transition from here into a standing split. So you'll walk your hands like a foot or so in front of your right toes. Shift your weight into right leg so that you can lift that left leg up into the sky. Keep squeezing that right glute and keep your hips square. So we're not opening our hips, we're keeping hips square toward the earth and just gently pressing that left foot up. Left toes continue to point down to the earth. Breath in, breath out. Inhale. Taking your time, you'll release that left foot down so that your feet are about hips width distance apart. Inhale for a halfway lift. Palms come to shins or thighs. And exhale, forward fold. Left foot steps back, runner's lunge. Right foot steps back to meet it, high plank. Holding your high plank, making sure that your shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Squeeze the glutes, breathe in, breathe out. Let's take a toe tap here. So right toes tap out to the right and back to center, and then left toes tap to left and back to center. We'll take that 10 times. Left and right is 1. So right, left, 10, right, left, 9, 8, 7, 6, aiming to isolate that movement. 5, into your legs. 4, so that your core. 3 is nice and stable. 2, and last one, roll forward on the toes, bend at the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk it out for an inhale and an exhale. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful. Inhaling the left leg up to the sky, keeping your shoulders and hips nice and square to begin. When you're ready, maybe you bend that left knee and gently open up the left hip, keeping the stretch through the hips, not the shoulders. Shoulders continue to stay squared towards the front short edge of your mat. Take 1 more breath in. As you exhale, you level out the hips. Left knee pulls in towards the nose. Left foot plants. Runner's lunge. Taking a moment to establish that nice and stable runner's lunge. When you're ready, you'll float those hands up, finding your airplane lunge. Floating your chest over that left thigh. And then when you're ready, you rise all the way up to your crescent lunge. It is such a gorgeous day outside. The breeze is so beautiful. It's super hot though. I'm like totally sweat dripping into my eyes right now. But I hope you guys are too. Another breath in. And a breath out. Really open up the chest, draw the elbows back towards each other, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breath in, breath out. Bringing palms to heart center. You press off with the right foot, shifting weight into the left leg. You rise up, lifting the torso, pulling right knee towards the chest, and you extend the leg as you kick heel forward, and then we press it back. Crescent lunge. And then kick off with that right leg. Right knee pulls to chest, right heel presses forward, and step back. Beautiful. 3 more, everybody. Right knee in, heel out, crescent lunge. 2 more, knee in, heel out, crescent lunge. Last one, ready? Knee in, heel out, crescent lunge. Feel how hard that left glute is working. Holding your crescent lunge for another moment. Breath in and out. Bringing your hands to your hips, you transition to that warrior 1 type of stance, making sure that your hips are nice and square, toes pointing to the front short edge of your mat. Your feet can be as wide apart as you need them to be. You just want to make sure that your hips are nice and square. Breath in, stretching through the spine, crown of the head lifts. As you exhale, fold forward, keeping a nice neutral spine, keeping your spine nice and long as you fold, and then finding a placement for your hands that works. Lots of options here, keeping them at your lower back or at your hips, dropping them to your ankle or to your mat, using a block or a towel to add a little lift to place your hands. Whatever feels right for you. Just make sure that you're keeping your hips square. Breath in, breath out. Inhale and exhale. Another deep breath in and a slow breath out. And when you're ready, you'll take your time to slowly transition into that standing split. So you walk your hands about a foot in front of that left foot. Shift your weight into the left leg so that the right leg can press up. You're continuing to squeeze that left glute very tightly to help avoid any cramping in that glute. Right heel is pressing away as the right toes point down. I always used to find that I got lots of cramping in sort of my hip glute area when doing this pose. So you really have to make sure that you're squeezing through that standing leg, and don't press the lifted leg too high. 1 more breath here. In. And as you exhale, float right foot down to the floor, making sure feet are about hips width distance apart. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Fingertips to your mat. Right foot takes a giant step back, runner's lunge. And left foot steps back to meet it, high plank. Holding your plank here. Breath in. And breath out. All right, so here I'd like to do these sort of right-left palm to elbow thing. So you start up on your palms in a nice high plank, but then you'll drop your right elbow and then the left elbow so that you're in a forearm plank. Then you lift back up, right palm, left palm. They're very challenging, but they're so good for you, and you're gonna feel so strong once you get the hang of them. The trick is then to switch, so left forearm, right forearm, left palm, right palm. Let's do 6 more. Right forearm, right palm, left palm, left forearm, left palm, right palm. So that was down to 4. So 3, 2, actually I think we still have 2 more. Make sure you even it out, do both sides. And then after you do 1 more each side, roll forward on the toes, bend at the elbows, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. Stretching the arms forward. Maybe threading right arm through that space between left knee and left palm for a threaded needle. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Swapping out those arms if you have threaded the needle. Couple breaths here, in and out. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to your child's pose. And then lifting up, coming onto your knees. And then just swap the feet out underneath you. And slowly allow yourself to recline all the way down. Maybe grabbing a sip of water before you do so. And allowing yourself to just recline down onto your mat, stretching your legs out, settling yourself down, stretching your legs nice and long, stretching your arms nice and long, giving yourself just like a nice long body stretch, and then pulling the knees in towards your chest and giving them a little squeeze. Breath in and breath out. And now interlacing your hands a couple inches below the right knee, right on top of the shin bone. Drop the left foot to your mat and pull that right knee in. We're coming into a wind relieving pose. You can keep the left foot planted and the left knee bent, or extend that left leg nice and long down your mat. Whatever feels right for you. You might want to wiggle that right knee out towards the shoulder a little bit so that it's not in the way of the rib cage. Breath in and breath out. This pose is called wind relieving for a reason. It's so good for your digestion. So it's a really great pose to do like first thing in the morning. Get your digestive system moving. Just gives your organs like this gorgeous massage. You kind of like squeeze in on yourself. One more breath here, in. And as you exhale, let that right foot float down to the earth. So right knee is bent, left knee pulls in, interlace hands a couple inches below the knee, right on the shin bone, and hug that left knee in towards your chest. If you'd like, go ahead and extend that right leg long down your mat. And if you've got that right leg extended, you're aiming to keep the foot flexed so that the toes point up to the sky, and so that you can really press away through that heel, creating even more length through the body. Inhale and exhale. Breath in and out. And staying here for a few more breaths, just hugging that left knee towards you, pressing the right heel away, feeling that length stretching through your body. Another breath in. And then as you exhale, release that left foot. Let your legs both stretch long down your mat. Arms reach overhead. Maybe give yourself another nice long stretch. And then again, pulling both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe rocking a little bit from left to right. Breath in. And breath out. Dropping both feet to your mat now. So both knees are bent. Soles of the feet pressing into the earth. We'll come into a reclining twist eventually, but I'd like to just do a few flowy bridge poses first. So bring the palms alongside the hips. Press the soles of the feet into your mat as you slowly lift your hips up off the floor, pressing through the hamstrings as you lift. Once you get up to the top, you lower your hips back down. And then just find a gentle breath pattern to move with. Maybe inhaling to lift, exhaling to release. And really pressing through the heels and through the hamstrings, the backs of your thighs here to support this movement and to guide it. One more time, lifting up the hips and then relaxing them back down to the earth. And now this time when you lift your hips up, you'll move your hips to the right side of your mat and drop them down. Then let your knees fall over to the left. Give your shoulder blades a little wiggle to make sure that they're both still pressing evenly into your mat. Maybe you extend the arms out to the sides like a T as you just allow yourself to settle into your reclining twist. Feeling this beautiful, gentle opening of the spine as you breathe in and breathe out. If you're outside, maybe you are being joined by some tiny critter, and that's okay. Anything that brings your focus away from the practice is fine. Just give yourself time to recenter, to come back to your breath and the sensations in your body. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in and a breath out. Taking your time, you'll bring your hips and your knees back to center. Bring the palms back alongside the hips. Soles of the feet are pressing into the earth. And we'll take this on the other side, but again, we'll take a few flowy bridge poses first. So pressing soles of the feet into the earth, lifting your hips up on an inhale, and then relaxing them down on an exhale. And then maybe 2 more times to lift and lower. Lift, really squeezing through those hamstrings, and then lower. And now this time, as you lift your hips up, you move them to the left side of your mat. Drop them down and allow knees to fall to the right. Give those shoulder blades a little wiggle. You want them pressing evenly into the ground below you. Arms can come to lay anywhere that is comfortable. Maybe you extend them out. Maybe you lift the arms overhead. Maybe you keep the arms down by your sides. Whatever calls to you. Feel free to play around a little bit. See what feels right in this moment, in this practice. It can be different than what you did on the other side. Remembering to breathe here in and out. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths. Bringing that life force into your body and letting it leave at your own pace, at your own speed. And then when you're ready, when it calls to you, slowly and carefully bringing the hips and the knees back to center. Maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a little squeeze. Maybe finding a happy baby for a moment here. Just kind of extending the legs with a gentle bend, grabbing the big toes with the insides of the feet. Breath in and breath out. If there's any last movements or motions that are calling to you, feel free to take them now. Or if your body is calling for stillness, feel free to stretch out long against your mat. Maybe finding an inversion if that's calling to you. Make this practice your own. Make this practice its own as well, knowing that there's no need to repeat or redo anything that you tried in a previous practice if it's not calling to you or isn't going to serve you in this one. Maybe grabbing a final sip of water. And when you're ready, just allowing yourself to stretch your limbs long down your mat, or place the hands on your belly. Take time to settle yourself and to play around to find the position that will allow you to sink into a few moments of stillness. We move our bodies through an asana flow to strengthen ourselves and help us find that connection with our physical self, as well as with our mental and emotional selves. And now as we sink into stillness, we seek the alignment of all of those selves. Allowing thoughts and feelings to come in, but welcoming them without judgment. And not sending them away, but just allowing them to pass through. Breathe in and breathe out, bringing your focus to your breath as much as possible. Filling the lungs with air as you inhale and emptying them out as you exhale. Maybe letting yourself notice the feeling of the sun on your skin or the breeze. The feeling of your mat underneath your fingertips. Letting yourself just soak up this present moment. Letting yourself linger in it, bask in it. Breath in and breath out. Taking your time to move slowly and carefully from reclined to seated with no rush for arrival. Letting yourself wake up slowly. A few wiggles and wobbles before rising. And when you arrive, a breath in and a breath out. Bringing the palms over the heart space. We'll close our practice with the sacred sound of Om, a cleansing breath first. Inhale and exhale. And now we breathe in for Om. As always, it is an honor to guide you through any and every yoga sequence. Thank you so much for joining us this morning or whenever you're finding our practice. Just as we set an intention to move through our flow, I ask that you close your practice in full with an intention of what you can carry with you off your mat today. I bow to each and every one of you now. I hope you all have an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you so much to everyone who joined here on Victory Field today. Thank you to all of you for continuing to support our Mystic Fitness community. We love you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.